And in contemporary women's fancy, one of the techniques is the shawl. So you're going to have a lot of movement with your arms. So my dancer here is going to show you a basic technique of holding your shawl up. Instead of having your arms straight out like that, you're going to have them at a curve. So what I mean by that is your arms are kind of going to come forward into a bowl shape, as if you have a huge ball between your arms. And if you notice, there's air between her arms, under her arms right there. So you never want to have your arms sagging. So you don't want your arms like that, or you don't want a dead wing, which I mean is one arm is down while one arm is up. You don't want that between your movements. You want your arms up at all times. It emphasizes the shawl and is very important in women's fancy shawl. As you can see, when she has her shawl, her arms are still relaxed. Turn around. But it's still straight. You see her shawl is still straight, but her arms are curved. So it gives an illusion. And as well as when she holds a shawl, you're going to have your shawl, every shawl is straight down. Usually they're straight down. You're going to have her get in the middle of the shawl, grab up at the end, as this same side as the other, get in the middle, and grab up top. And that helps the dancer, and you can have as much depending on what you're comfortable with, and that helps you hold the shawl when you're doing these movements and spins. It brings the shawl up. So that's a very basic technique to have when you're wearing a shawl. So there are two different steps in women's, actually there's more than two, there's a couple. Then they got women's fancy straight, curl hop, double B, ruffle, but the one we're going to show you right now is straight. So this is the very basic movement you will always see at a power, at a performance, and this is very straightforward, women's fancy straight. And so her arms are going to be very basic movement as well as her footwork. So if you notice, when she's moving, it's just straight. So her footwork is simple, her arm movement simple, very, very basic footwork. Okay, so another dance we have is with the women's fancy, as I mentioned before, is curl hop. So my dancer here is going to show the difference between straight and curl hop. So this is curl hop. If you notice, the beat is different. Her movement is different with her shawl and her feet. So this dance style is curl hop, and this is more like a huge hopping. And to break it down, we're going to show you a way to learn it. My dancer here is going to start marching, and then she's going to put a jump to it, a spring to it. And that's how you get into curl hop. So when you're dancing curl hop, your arms are going to be bouncing back and forth as well, all together. And with her shawl, so when you have your shawl and you're marching, it looks like this. She's hopping and marching with her arms, and they're still relaxed, they're still controlled. So the movement we're talking about is her feet are going to cross over. So she's going to cross over and back, touch over with her toes and back with her heel. Over, back, over, back. And then she's going to move her arms into the movement. She's going to go opposite, over, back, over, back, over, back, over, back. So you notice when she's doing the movement, her opposite hand, so in slow motion, her opposite hand is going over and meeting the opposite leg. So we're going to have her do it with the shawl. So she's going to go over and back, over and back. And you notice, like I said, she's doing opposite arm with opposite foot or leg. This movement is crisscross or scissors. So you're going to be moving one foot in front of the other, and your arms are going to be in the opposite foot that comes in front in a quick, swift movement. With her shawl in this movement, she's doing the same technique, one foot in front of the other, and her arm meeting the opposite front foot. So when you dance forward, it's very basic, so go ahead and dance 2 steps forward. But instead, we're going to show you how to dance backwards. So my dancer is going to take steps backwards. And as you notice, when she's taking her step backwards, she's flinging her arms up. So she has her shawl now, and she's going to show you how it looks like dancing backwards with her shawl on. So she's, as you can see, she's throwing her arms up, and it emphasizes a move while taking her steps backwards. In this technique, we're going to show you woman's fancy and spinning in a very basic technique. So she's going to put her arms in ready, and she's going to show you the basic startup and go. So you go front, back, front, back, front, back. So in this one as well, her arms are going to be tilting up and down when she spins. So I'm going to have her do it with the shawl so you guys can see it. Go ahead and spin up. So you notice when she's spinning, she's not losing control. In every single spin she has, she can control all the way across her arm, her movements, and she knows where she's going. She's not just going all crazy with her arms and getting dizzy. And I feel like that's what you should be doing when you do spins, is you know where you're going to go and how you're controlling your spins. So a basic move we have is a kicking motion. So my dancer is going to show you how it is slow motion. So you're going to lift your knees up and kick out. Lift your knees up and kick out. And when you bring your shawl into it, like I said, opposite hand meets opposite foot or side. Alright? So my dancer with the shawl is going to show the motion. So you're kicking up with your shawl, kicking up with your shawl, kicking up with your shawl. So she has control movement with her legs and with her arms without going out of control. Okay, so my dancer here is going to demonstrate the different movements we showed you so far in this video and the arm techniques of holding a shawl. So here she goes. Okay, crossover. Okay, scissors. Backwards. And spinning. Okay.